I would say hungry. We're definitely still hungry. You know, as much as we won the regular season championship last year, it wasn't enough for us. We have very lofty goals for this season, and we have, you know, 3, what I'd like to say, super seniors, actually some that are super seniors that are 6 years, that are really itching to, you know, find a way to get to that NCAA tournament. So hungry would be our first word. I would say our second word is just energy. You know, every single day that I'm with our team, I feel really blessed because the energy in the gym is just really contagious, and it's really fun to be around. You know, we are in the gym for maybe a 2.5 hour practice, and it just goes by like that because it's just so fun to be a part of. And then the last word I would say is just dedicated. It's really been nice to see our team kind of change over the last few years to just getting in the gym on their own and being dedicated to their craft. You know, they're really hardworking, but they're putting a lot of extra hours in themselves to be great, which is very, you know, different than some of the programs that I've been with in the past. And so it's great to see our student athletes taking, you know, their craft so seriously and dedicating the time to getting better. Yeah, one thing we've talked a lot about as a leadership group is just making sure that we stay in the moment, like stay present. You know, there's games that at times last year that we would let get away from us because we weren't necessarily in the moment. You know, we were thinking of past mistakes or, you know, runs that other team had. So that's a big thing that we're focusing on, is really trying to stay in the moment. We're trying to emulate that in practice, you know, putting them in tough situations, but then not coaching them through it, allowing themselves to kind of coach themselves through it. Because as coaches, you know, we only get a certain amount of timeouts and we're not on the floor with them, you know, so sometimes they have to figure that out themselves. So that's one of the things that we've really talked about a lot about. We really want to push our pace even more this year. We felt like we were a pretty fast team last year, but this year we're really focusing on pace of play. So that's a really big aspect for us. We feel really fortunate that we have a 5th-year starting point guard in McKaela Schmelzer to really help us with that, because I think she can outrun anyone in our league from a conditioning standpoint. I mean, she just can go nonstop. And so pace of play is another thing that we're really focused on as well. You know, Megan has been battling injuries, you know, since she's been here. I would love for her to have a year where she's just injury free and can actually really show the league what she's capable of. You know, it's amazing what she has done based off of, you know, her knee and how she's been feeling. She's one of the tougher players that I've ever coached from a mentality standpoint, like a mental standpoint, but we definitely rely on her. You know, her scoring in the paint, her ability to score on the perimeter is something that we talk a lot about in practice. You know, I'll consistently say with both actually Mick and Megan, you know, how many touches have they gotten in the last few possessions? Let's make sure we get them touches, trying to make sure our team understands that our productivity rate goes up when those two have the ball in their hands.
Yeah, so one of my biggest goals, and I guess it kind of goes as a team goal as well, but just going to the NCAA tournament, that with being here for so long and always striving for that, I've been there in another sport, and it's everything I could ever imagine to do it for basketball as well. So there's so much that goes into that, a bunch of other goals, but that is the main priority. So the biggest thing I have been focusing on this off season is, one, my confidence, and 2, just being more aggressive, taking on that scores mentality more, because in my past years I've been more of a pass first player, and that is still very well going to be me still, but it'll just open up more for me and my teammates if I am looking to score and attack more. So that's a really big goal for me. Yeah, so I think just competing wise, there's so many good schools, a lot of good players, and I have been here for so long, and just to have been able to experience all the games that I have, like there are really good players and really good teams. And for us, I think as I've moved on throughout the years, like the target on our back has gotten a little bigger, which is a positive. And I just think the Horizon League is more noticed. There's more respect there. And so we've been able to play bigger teams, bigger games. Other schools have been able to get other games as well. And so overall, it's just a really competitive league, and I'm really excited going into it.